Oh, I'm excited for this one. Let me introduce, in the top left of Gresvin, the blue Terran. It's Micro Jackson. It's ByuN. And now, over a decade younger, but ranked just one behind overall, and #1 Protoss in the world right now, the mysterious Twilight Toss. It's MaxPax. A best-of-3 battle. Whenever these two meet, it gets real dramatic real quickly. But if you like that early aggression and cutthroat style, well, might I lazily segue into asking you to like this video. I asked last time, could we get 1,001? And I'll be honest with you, I'm recording this before I found out if we hit that 1,001, but I have faith that this time we can make it to 1,002. I'm willing to play the long con here. Unlike either of these two players in game one, we got double Reaper Hellion kicking things off for ByuN. He went for the double gas opener, as has become, well, ByuN's been doing it for a long while, but it's become, I'm not going to say a staple, but definitely on the short list of early game TVP. Allows you to get enough units to keep the adepts in the base and continually threaten if they move out. And knowing ByuN, like, the fact that Reapers very technically have one more range than the Adept, well... Oh, another Adept is coming out. MaxPax fighting fire with, well, Adept Glaives in this case. As the... I have no idea. Who's winning? Well, the probes are in trouble here. I think the Adept should have enough HP. Trying to micro around the mineral patches here. Gonna have a warp in a moment, but oh, he gets the Hellion. So, out of this early exchange, well, that's just a teaser. That's an appetizer right there. A grilled probe and a couple of depths. Looks like 2 probes down for 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions. The follow-up. 1 Widow Mine, 6 Marines inside that medevac. Adept is just going to head straight across. There is a robotics facility already completed, but it's building a warp prism, of course. That means no observer right off the bat, though. There is not an armory for that mine. Looks like a spotter. There's nothing at home. Okay, I take it back. Two Marines. Adept tries to saunter in. Doesn't quite make it. Widow Mine drops out. Is enough to block for a moment. Prairie dogs the mine and ends up getting away with the medevac. So, overall, not as bad as it could have been, but MaxPax quick on the draw there. Just barely. Well, he's not done. He's chasing down the medevac. He will hunt him literally to the ends of the map, and then the medevac can fly off. But we already established in a previous series, I forget which one it is. That's how all the Ewoks and such... Wait, this isn't Babylon. Babylon's the Ewok map. This just has space sharks, which are also hungry, so... but I digress. We don't have time for such tangents, because right now, there's a sign of Blink Stalkers. Well, 1 tank on the high ground, gonna help out. Blinks back the Stalker with the Prism. Another tank is sieging up. He may decide to just jump on it. Nope, not quite. So 2 tanks enough. 1 on the high ground, 1 on the low. Well, Raven comes back. Precarious pathing, but will escape the clutches of the Stalkers for a moment. Medevac made it back as well, repairing slowly but surely. Tank finding some damage. The orbital itself is under fire. Behind this, MaxPax is now taking his 3rd, but he didn't do it particularly quickly. ByuN actually has a worker lead at the moment. So MaxPax speed blocks into the main, splits the Stalkers up into 2 groups. Rarely seen. Definitely difficult to manage. Still some damage coming out. Stalkers in the main. More than enough to deal with an unsieged tank and a few Marines. Blinks over to the side. MaxPax handling both sides of this so far very well. Warp Prism intact. Stalker's getting quite deep into the main base. Might be able to target down. The Raven goes for it, but the double auto turret. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Blunking down. He blinks to the side, uses the prism to get the rest. The other Blink Stalkers are driven back by the tank as well. So overall, a whole lot of effort went into that. Oh, Observer goes down. He ends up losing 8 Stalkers. Like, no matter how many times you hit him with the pool noodle of DPS that is Blink Stalkers, those siege tanks, he just ended up losing probably a few too many, I think, in order to really justify. Of course, there was a very real kill potential with that attack. If ByuN has one tank out of position, if he loses the Raven, if he loses any of the tech labs upgrading stim or combat shield, or, flash forbid, he loses the orbital at the natural. Well, a lot of things could go wrong, but ByuN made sure they did not. And now that means he has quite a bio army moving out. MaxPax has charge on the way. He's gone up to 6 gates. I believe he has some more opening up. It's going to end up, I believe, 8 gates is usually the number. Blinking back, whittling down the Marine count. Warp Prism comes back in towards the main, surprisingly unprotected. Charge lot. Oh wait, he had a Raven there, but the Zealots were already inside. Another couple Stalkers taken out in the middle of the map, just one, as well as a handful of Marines, but ByuN's reinforcements will eventually clean up the Zealots. Though it will slow down. He's busy dealing with this instead of focusing on the attack. Another Zealot into the natural. I don't even know how it got here. Warp Prism is still intact. ByuN is just kind of hanging out with his tank sieged, waiting for MaxPax to walk into it. But MaxPax, one thing he's really done lately, in just the last few months, we've been seeing it, is just this real focus on maintaining a huge army supply. Protoss notoriously has focused on high-tech units and delayed production in order to focus on that tech. But MaxPax is able to absorb hits and absorb the cost efficiency of the Terran. And it's kind of counterintuitive because of how Protoss is quote-unquote designed. But MaxPax gets those gateways up before adding probes. He delays his bases a little bit longer in order to make sure that he has enough army supply to aggressively compete with the Terran. Because you can't let him start dancing back and forth, 500 APM stutter step over there. No, we're not doing Irish tap dancing with the Marines. You want them to get sliced to pieces by the charge lots the moment they're out of position, ideally on their side of the map. A whole bunch of charge lots into the main. This will drag ByuN to the back. And not looking towards the front. Guardian Shield, but some auto turrets come out. And ByuN deflects the natural. He's going to clean up the main. And MaxPax, for all I just said, for every moment, or for every little bit of macro mastery I described, it all evaporates as ByuN cuts down 30 Zealots in the just a couple minutes since they first came, well, since they came out. Oh my god, that Raven finally dies, but it got a lot of value throughout this. And that means so many units have gone down, and MaxPax's gonna struggle. He does get one tank, but he doesn't. A force field mildly inconveniences a handful of the bio units, but even a couple Vikings are making things difficult. Putting a lot of damage under one of the Colossi. Liberators have joined the fray. Colossus still intact. Full DPS until it goes down. A strong gust of wind might knock it over, but the Marauders are still out of range for now. Oh. Micros back the Colossus. Now 3 of them. The Liberators in a precarious position. MaxPax can't get jammed up against these mineral patches. Going to be very difficult to dislodge a Terran player once they get entrenched there. The double siege plus Widow Mines. So MaxPax has put a lot of units on the field, but at the same time, he's also lost a lot of units in the process. That counterattack, though, well-timed. ByuN not expecting units to be coming across. He didn't even build a bunker or any sort of wall off to slow this down. So now MaxPax knows ByuN maybe looking the other direction, and that means he can collapse from the north and the south. The Liberators. He blinks in, knocks him down. And the siege tank is removed. The bio army forced to retreat. MaxPax on the chase. Feigning strength here. I say feigning because look at the supply. 53 to 78 army supply. Oh no, the Widow Mine connects. That Colossus. Full shields. Literally 2 HP. DT's mixed into the fray. Oh, Colossus on the high ground, but immediately knocked over by the Marauders. Looking for more damage. Where's that DT? Oh, there was a turret. I don't even know if ByuN... I assume he noticed the DTs as he's sieging up Liberators to protect those mineral lines. So, the DTs are thwarted initially here. We'll see if he can keep it up. Widowmine scampering into the fourth base. +2 on the way for ByuN. He's got a... meanwhile, MaxPax starts +2 weapons. Actually, finishing his +2 weapons, I'm sorry. And getting his 5th Nexus here. Sitting on 69 probes, which is nice enough for what he's trying to accomplish. 4 Prism slides in towards the main. Looked like it wanted to go into phase mode for a moment, but the Vikings take it out. ByuN dragged back for a moment longer. And again, MaxPax is so focused on unit production. He's got 10 gateways right now, which actually, for the way MaxPax is playing, seems a little low. Only 1 Robo as well. ByuN coming across. He's got Vikings. He's got Ghosts. He's still got some Medivacs and a couple Widowmines mixed in as well. A very dangerous Terran army. MaxPax has to meet it on the field as best he can because this position on the map. Well, I think he may very well end up giving up that center location. He's got a big counterattack of Zealots on the other side. I don't know if any DTs are mixed in. ByuN trying to micro over the top here. Vikings zoned out by the Stalkers, but still finding nice volleys. Damage. Oh, the Liberators are protecting for now. 5th Command Center is delayed. Extended Thermal Lance Colossi are reaching over the top of the mineral down to where the Bio Ball is located, but the Vikings are going to be able to match it with the range. Disruptor shot connects. And ByuN, well, he's not to be deterred. Only a single Disruptor here is not going to be enough to stop this amount of Marauders from gaining momentum. And +2 is just now finishing. ByuN actually had an upgrade, arguable disadvantage in this fight, as there was no armor upgrade there for MaxPax. Though the weapons are by far the most important, especially for the oh my god, ByuN picks up, as he so often enjoys. No, those Medivacs are not at full HP. Is there no warp in for MaxPax? The most obvious scan. Telegraphing his intent, but he drops a few units out. Almost ends up only... he's got ghosts in here. Okay. Well, the drop ends up unloading. The Twilight Council is vulnerable. Goes for the pylons. A bit of a awkward fight. He eats a shot. ByuN? Oh my. He's looking on the other side. Loses a couple Medivacs. ByuN getting distracted, I have to assume, by the charge lock counter. Just a few pixels off where he needed to be with those Medivacs, but it costs him. And now MaxPax gains a 193 to 159 supply lead. He's got 80 probes to just 55 SCVs. And, well, the army's maxed out. He's got +3 weapons. There's no reason not to attack at this stage. He should be seeking out the army on the field, doing what he can to trade with it, and relying on his economy to continue producing at a rate that ByuN cannot match. Well, ByuN is the one getting aggressive now. He hasn't started 3-3, a very key component of this. So he's not going to have those upgrades. He also doesn't have any ship weapon upgrades. Though he has so many Vikings, it may not end up mattering too much. Knocks down a Colossus. Disruptor shot to zone out. EMP lands, looking around the corner. Ghosts scampering down the ramp. The rest of the bio, another Disruptor shot. And that's all 3 on cooldown. ByuN recognizes it, moving in. Vikings taking out another Colossus, leaving just 1 left over. Blinkstalker's looking to the side. Nexus precariously low, and down it goes. Zealots charging in. The bio army is relatively thin. The Stalkers, as well as the Zealots, will chase down. How much can ByuN get out with is the question at the end of the day. Zealots coming around the corner, and an EMP will soften up enough that MaxPax does not pursue. He's already taken the base to the north side. That leaves MaxPax still on 5 bases, whereas ByuN is just now taking his 4th. Overall, Oh my god, he just spots him. Sees the shimmer. And easily deals with the DTs. MaxPax I'm gonna say only 10 gates. Which honestly feels a bit on the low side. For the sheer amount of economy. Oh, the Disruptor's caught in the center of the map. ByuN, not willing to be intimidated by a, on paper, superior Protoss army. He knows that aggression, meeting your opponent when they're not ready, is worth plenty of army supply in and of itself. And ByuN is a master of proactive defense. He truly subscribes to the idea that the best defense is a great offense. As so often, he finds himself entirely on the offense throughout the game. The Disruptors continue chasing him back. Vikings still looking for an opportunity. The Ghost is well involved. Vikings, ooh. Disruptor shot. He tries to split the units, but ends up leaning into it. ByuN at 50 SCVs. MaxPax continually maxed out. And now he's paxing his bags and heading towards the third. DT Blink on the way. +3, +1 done. But MaxPax is entirely focused on maintaining his position at the front. Does he even have a prism? He does not. MPs. One good Disruptor shot could blow this game wide open. Has to wander away. Vikings knock out the Colossus here. I don't know how many Disruptors are left over, but ByuN's army. Oh. Disruptors just don't quite cut it. And now with no Colossi, MaxPax has 80 probes. He's maxed out. But he just can't quite find the fight here. Another Disruptor shot around the curve, clips a Marauder. ByuN is chased over the center of the map. EMPs just stabs in. The DPS is incredible. The force field helps ByuN split against the Disruptors. But at this point, ByuN is EMPing his own orbitals to deal with this. Charge launch. MaxPax is losing the battles, but winning the war right now. As ByuN keeps getting chopped down to size. His SCV count is only 42. Which might be the answer, though, at the end of the day. MaxPax adding another Robo, another Nexus. The Zealots come back in. These Zealots are Zerglings. ¿Por qué no los dos? Shadow Stride is complete, aka DT Blink, but it had to have a fancier name because we already have the Blink upgrade. 10 more Zealots warping in at a time. EMPs. Well, Blink Stalkers working their way in. Eat a few shots across the bow, but get some of the Marauders. The Medevac's nearly out of energy, and they didn't suffer an EMP. It's just so many stimps. Disruptor shot, fade away, EMP. Softens things up. Another set. These Widowmines getting so much value, but the Zealots keep coming in. MaxPax has 2,300 minerals in the bank, and he's willing to spend it. He truly is playing like a Zerg against a Terran right now. EMP's landing. Disruptor still not finding the connection. MaxPax has lost 8,000 more minerals, but about the same amount of gas. Army working its way around. ByuN has 30 more army supply. Snipes lined up on the Zealots. Disruptor shot. Decent chunk. Only a couple Ruptors here with the army. ByuN is just whittling down the Zealots as they get anywhere close. But more Zealots from the north side. MaxPax has to dodge his own Ruptor shots. Still getting damage done on the other side. Disruptor's still working on the edges of the army, but not really finding anything. He is towing the line of the Purification Nova. But he's coming out on the right side of things almost every time. The Zealots found a little more, down to 39 SCVs. But MaxPax can't seem to deal with the Bio Ball. His Disruptor balls are just not large enough to deal with chunks of it. Another force field, but he just steps past the Disruptor. He targeted down the others. Another Ruptor shot. ByuN just hangs him out to dry. But the Marauders are just too much damage. Plus, and now +3 infantry weapons is done. The medevac count, he has 8 medevacs, and almost all of them are out of energy. Widowmines are going to burrow to the north side as well. MaxPax continues trying to batter down the door. And ByuN just keeps moving the entrance. He's holding on to just enough economy. MaxPax has had somewhere between 700 2,000 additional resources of income per minute throughout most of this, but he continues. Ground armor level 2, ByuN, halfway across the map. Can't consider a base trade when he's the only one trading his base. Plus 3 armor is finishing up for ByuN, but the disruptors don't care what silly armor upgrades you have. Another shot. Pre-splits. Chase is down. MaxPax leaving disruptors a little behind. Clips only a single marauder on the chase here. Widowmines hit him on the way out. A force field. I'm always amused at these force fields. Disruptor shot. Oh, that looked like it might be good. Clips a couple of the Widowmines. 2 out of 3. ByuN at 117 to 100 army supply. MaxPax still only at 10 gates. Disruptor caught out in front. Easily taken out. Oh, another shot. Already stutter stepping back. Oh, another shot. EMP clips the edge. Medevac so out of energy. He has 10 medevacs, but still not enough. Zealots. He's trading. He knows they're going to die to Liberators, but he's just trading them like Zerglings. Another. Oh, that's a decent. Well, it looked okay-ish. Another base gonna go down to the overwhelming damage here, though. Wait, there is no Liberator protecting the base, and ByuN gonna lose another 13 SCVs. Marauders caught by another Ruptor shot. MaxPax holding on for now. ByuN down to 17 workers as MaxPax's Zealotlings continue to desperately carve into ByuN's economy as MaxPax loses his mining locations. A surprising amount of command centers dying. I say surprising because those things can fly, which usually allows you to evade Zealots. But ByuN clearly taxed on his attention here. His army, he's focusing everything on keeping his army intact. Scans, gets 2 DTs. The army supply is still overwhelming for MaxPax. Disruptor shot, doesn't find much. Another shot, leans into it. Colossi mixed right back into the army. And I think a strong choice at this stage. When the medevacs are almost always out of energy, the Vikings died an entire era ago. It seems like almost a different game that had Vikings in it. But here we go. Yeah, wait, here we go backwards, actually. As for the first time in a while, ByuN will back off. Another set of Zealots. The orbital's now burning. ByuN loses how many SCVs? He's 74 SCVs dead and counting. The game continues. 250 Zealots. And we're nowhere close to seeing the end of that. Oh my. MaxPax gonna try to fight the army in the center. The bio ball. Disruptor shot, clips a Marauder. Another shot. Oh, it looked like it was going to be good, but they all do. Right up until he slides slightly past it. Oh, no. Another set. One ghost died. You could hear it. Those medevacs have no energy. Oh, my God. He's stimming so much. More Zealots coming in. Widowmine finds it. No! No! The Widowmine triggers a panic in MaxPax. Oh, it was under a scan. Oh, no! Disruptors! The greatest disruptor hit of the game so far is MaxPax hitting himself. Oh, it's a completely understandable situation, too. He was trying to go for the Widowmine, and he slipped for a moment. That Widowmine micro from ByuN, just incredible. When he placed it down and burrowed it, and it continues gaining such value. Oh, I'm sorry, one sec. Oh, my mouth is a little salty. But MaxPax finally slipped. He's had... Well, he's mining out now. He hasn't tried the Sky Toss style we've seen some players attempt. ByuN has been sitting on 15 to 30 SCVs for quite a bit. We're at 276. We're starting to count the zealots lost like there's Zerglings here. How many Marines? 183 Marines and 99 Marauders. So a similar amount of bio units, but another Nexus down. More zealots. He loses 4 more SCVs. Back down to 19. I don't know where those zealots are going. Widowmine hits him on the way out. That Widowmine, the real MVP of this game so far. I say so far. This game feels like it should have ended maybe 10 minutes ago. And I don't know in which direction. But ByuN refuses to get hit. He just refuses. He just downright, like, whenever it looks like MaxPax is getting close, he just triggers the friendly fire. MaxPax is long-distance mining. He's had the economic lead for so long, but he's lost 17,000 more minerals. And now he's left with barely enough to build another Nexus. He's run out of easy-to-mine locations. ByuN has split his army into 2, I would say bite-sized pieces, but it's going to be hard for Protoss to bite either of them as they don't have mouths. As well as, without a disruptor shot landing, I am... well, clearly MaxPax is in the same boat as me here, where I'm not exactly sure if the disruptors won't hit, and ByuN just refuses. Like... how many orbitals are left? He's still got 3 of them, which is not a huge number. It will he can't just keep scanning. Well, MaxPax has bled out a lot of units for a while. I think he does need to calm it down somewhat. He's adding those Robo Bay units on. He's essentially just playing mech now. Now, ByuN, the 133 army supply. Oh, that is these bio balls are just so tough to deal with. ByuN, like, so for the Diamond Terrans out there who all wonder about how to deal with disruptors. Disruptors are so good. They're so hard to deal with. ByuN is showing us the true counter, which is just don't get hit. Just don't get hit. There's been maybe 1 or 2 disruptor hits that killed more than 5 or 6 supply. Barring the one that, of course, MaxPax hit himself. He just hasn't gotten hit. And without the Ruptors there, the Zealots don't particularly synergize very well with a unit that one-shots and does friendly fire. And that, I think, is the continuing struggle. MaxPax has not opted for any shield upgrades, but of course, if every unit is EMP'd, I'm not sure how much those would help. ByuN did lose the Ghost or 2 that was on that northern bio ball here. He's still 1 bad Ruptor away from disaster. The Colossi are starting to add some more guaranteed damage. These hits are... Ooh. Yeah, he gets a Colossus, but that was a little costly. Another Ruptor. Gets a Marauder. Another shot. Right, the damage is adding up. But MaxPax is no longer in that economic... Like, ByuN, I think, realizes this. Very much so. Where he realizes he can afford to trade a little more aggressively because MaxPax is no longer throwing away legions of zealots. Which means, obviously, that MaxPax cannot replace his army. Ooh. He doesn't have the economy any longer. Another fusillade. Fusillade? I don't know. It's a cool word to read, though. MaxPax down to 26 probes. Which is certainly not ideal. Wait, did the armory die of something? No, he has an observer. Okay. I was wondering. Well, he shouldn't have been able to shoot it even before. Should have been still cloaked. Well. ByuN. Just don't get hit. As long as you keep a couple orbitals alive, and then just micro. I would say we haven't... The MaxPax made no attempt towards that Sky Toss style, but that has by no means a... the Sky Toss is not a particularly reliable method either, as it's incredibly costly to go for things like carriers. And Tempests, of course, are not a great counter to Marines, Ghosts, or Vikings. EMPs. MaxPax. It feels like he's playing with the dregs now. He was maxed out for quite a bit, but when that disruptor landed in the midst of his army, the tide shifted, and now it's receded dramatically. Well, ByuN. All he has to do is deny. There's only really one base left for MaxPax here. ByuN can move around those orbitals, of course. $140 army supply for ByuN. Honestly, in some ways, killing SCVs has helped ByuN, as he focuses almost exclusively on the army. Turret helps spot the DT for a moment. Marauders will chase it down in the main. Those disruptors are more desperate than ever. Another fight. Micro's back. ByuN has split his army into two pieces. If he splits his army directly in half, it's still almost as much army supply in each piece of it as MaxPax has overall. It's 144 to 85 in army supply right now. So it feels like the tide is almost entirely gone out on MaxPax. The waves of zealots are no longer even lapping up against anything close to the shore. In fact, zealots themselves have gone almost extinct. They have gone extinct. There are no more zealots. After 316 zealots were thrown into battle. Ooh. An orbital goes down. So, there's always the situation. You got it. This calls for dramatic action. Oh, the EMPs. Disruptor. Fadeaway shot. Gets a Marauder. Another shot. Another targeted down. More disruptors targeted. The Robo Bay army is just crumbling. And ByuN collapses in tearing it apart. Oh, well. I have a lot of feelings about that game. I don't know if... I don't think necessarily MaxPax exhausted all his options. But that was a little tough, in my opinion, to watch that maxed out Protoss. I mean, now that's the real sticking point, is it all relied on ByuN just never, ever getting hit. Ever. Dodging dozens upon dozens. I don't know exactly the number, but probably in the hundreds of disruptor shots by the end. But at no point could... well, MaxPax tried the zealots, and he tried the zealots, and he tried the zealots. It just never... They all washed up against the damage output of that bio army. Unrivaled. That's a tough game for MaxPax. I will say. If I'm MaxPax, how do I approach... you know what I do? Is I try to end it. Okay. Of course, ByuN, I'm sure, will be aware of that. ByuN wasn't being particularly greedy. In fact, ByuN was aggressive most of the game, trying to get things done, while MaxPax was the one sitting back, but maybe sink it into a committed timing. Throw the warp prisms into the main. Blink the mass DTs. Something. Something! Ah. Well, game 2. I'm still racking my brain. What we do usually see is the end. I don't fault MaxPax for continually sending the zealots. ByuN had 15, like, he was down to like 15 SCVs. He was on life support. Well, it's called mule support actually, but Stargate. I like it. Stargate, the most stable opener. A bit brittle in that you're very reliant on making sure that first Oracle doesn't run into a particularly conveniently placed Widowmine. But Adept driven away. Phoenix first. Does he have an Oracle to follow it up? No, more Phoenixes. So it's just going to be a Phoenix build. Alright, very cool. Definitely a more... so the risk-reward on the Phoenix is a bit more stable. The Oracle is a significant risk for dramatic reward if they don't have either anti-air or you're able to get critical damage like shading in with the Adepts. Whoa, this is awkward. Whereas the Phoenix doesn't get one shot by Widowmines, of course has the ability to directly deal with Medivacs. You can help deal with Widowmines and Cyclones. Phoenix is maybe a bit more micro-intensive, but also are quite a known quantity. Oh, the high ground vision, ByuN! Chasing! Oh my god, barely gets away. But ByuN chased it almost to its death with that vision from the Medivac there. Three Phoenixes out. Kind of an awkward, bit of a bare bones army here from ByuN, but a lot of damage output. Continuing Phoenix production, and why not? It's going to be RoboBay this time around. Just a heavy tech build. He tried, like I was complimenting MaxPax's macro and his just mass unit builds. But I don't blame him for going back to the heavy tech. That's what Protoss is most focused on. Is those really powerful units, kind of the keystone of your build. And this game is going to be all about those power units in the Phoenix Colossus. A strategy almost as old as MaxPax. As in Wings of Liberty, it was maybe not the most common, but there was definitely times when Phoenix Colossus has become the dominant force in the meta. I mean, it covers all your bases, ground and air. Your main weakness is the Vikings. So if you can protect the Colossi from Vikings directly with Phoenixes, well then, the options for Terran become very limited. ByuN has a Liberator just hanging out, waiting for an opportunity. I don't think MaxPax, well, he finds the Liberator. He suspected something. I don't know if he saw it earlier, or if he just realized it was a possibility, but he finds it, and he kills it. And now ByuN, not going to get any sort of early damage. His build is not really conducive to following up with an early push, as he invested so much in this tech. He got Liberator, he got those Cyclones, blast away the Hellion. And the Phoenixes are just continually poking in, getting a beat on things. It's straight up Phoenix Colossus. Almost nothing else. He's only got 2 gateways. So, this is, I think it's lining up really nicely. The Phoenix count should be obvious here. And even if ByuN, he has no information. He didn't scout the Robo. Well, he saw the Colossus. I don't know what I'm saying. He saw a Colossus with his eye holes. So, I know, like, he didn't scout the RoboBay yet. Yeah, but he saw the Colossus when the Hellion died. So, pretty sure he knows there's Colossi. I think he knows what they look like. Alright, I don't know where I'm going with this. I thought there would be a joke at the end of the tunnel. But instead, oh, is that a Colossus? No, it's not a Colossus. Oh, we tried. Well, the Phoenixes are keeping ByuN quite bottled up in his base here. So far, so good. And even though he has a third command center, MaxPax is filling in his production. He's got a 4th Nexus on the way. 6 more gateways, gonna fill out that 8 gate count. Warp Prism as well, being slapped on. And that indicates MaxPax probably wants to get a little more mobile on the map. The Warp Prism with those reinforcing warpins, of course. A staple of keeping things together. And gives you that option for potentially warping into the main. Alright. Well, filling out the tech tree here. Relatively little damage. In fact, MaxPax has played a perfect game thus far. 8 minutes in, hasn't lost a unit. Not gonna comment. So, I mean, ByuN hasn't lost a ton. He's lost a Liberator, Hellion, 6 Marines, and SCV. So not exactly a massive body count there. But overall, MaxPax played it incredibly safe. That may all change here. Oh, ByuN shoots one of his Marines. Traitor. Changeling. ByuN's losing it in his elderly age. +1 is done. Chancellot's into the main. Drags some of the units out of position. ByuN looking away for a moment. Lifts up the tanks. Slides the army underneath. Vikings out of position. They were chasing down the prison, but the tank count has already been dismantled. And the Vikings are not nearly enough to deal with this. Well, a lot of damage was taken on the Phoenixes so far. There's surprising amounts of damage underneath this. Still a couple tanks intact. Somehow ByuN actually turns what looked like a resounding defeat. 22 SCVs died. So the boys absorbed enough damage to turn what looked to be a decisive, potentially game-ending defeat into a Pyrrhic victory for MaxPax. He killed a whole lot of economy, and, well, and he killed a lot of army. Many siege tanks in that fight. How many? 5 of them. But, oh no, oh my, here we are again. ByuN has the same army supply as MaxPax, and he just took out the core units of the composition. The Colossi, somehow only 3 Phoenixes have died. Well, that number's about to change, and with ghosts on the field, EMP, serving that double-edged blade of taking out the shields and the energy. Quite a convenient option against the Phoenixes. So MaxPax once again finds himself with a much better economy, but against a ByuN who has a solid army and supply. 2 scans to kill an observer is a small victory. Any less mules are going to be very helpful. Scan knocks down a Phoenix. Revenge for earlier. Oh, it's a real zealot. Nobody paid attention to it for a moment. It actually delays the command center. Phoenix is working their way in again. Another scan. Spots the army moving into position to defend that southern base. But so far, ooh, Phoenix is knocked down. 2-2's on the way. ByuN picks up all 4 medevacs. Handful of charge lot counterattack. Blink is now finished. So, a bit of a benefit here for MaxPax, who maintains... He's got 92 probes. Which is probably too many, actually. As it's going to leave him in a very similar scenario to the previous match. He's all maxed out with nowhere to go. He's going to go for the natural here. The medevacs have been moving around some not spylons, but instead just regular old ones. Ooh, the turrets didn't actually cover the back of the base. More zealots gonna be warped in. The third base, mostly undefended. The medevacs coming in the back will actually catch one of the disruptors. Oh, he catches, oh, he doesn't quite kill it. Second shot! Finds a hit. SCV's pulled. The Terran army's on both sides of this, though. Who's flanking who? SCV's gonna be slaughtered yet again. The turret finding multiple Colossus kills. The turret ends up getting 4 kills. I have no idea what it killed, but it was probably worth it. 35 SCVs die, 40 as ByuN cleans up the main. And yet again, ByuN's economy has been gutted. He's been completely ripped to shreds, I say. But the army supply and the temporary workers are brought in. MaxPax gains a massive economic lead for a moment. The mules will smooth that out somewhat. But is it going to be enough? As MaxPax at 95 probes, though I doubt he's using all of them. ByuN doesn't have 2-2. The gateway units are still able to compete. Using the Nexus against some of them, though. Disruptors. Oh, disruptor shot. Gets nothing. Another one targeted down. Few more zealots. And now 2-2 finishes for ByuN. Not again! I mean, the SCV count... how many 72 have already died. ByuN's army, though, refuses. It's just unbeatable. The EMPs are landing. The Colossi. Some snipes, even. He just keeps microing back, even out of Colossus range. Loses a ghost. And ByuN actually taps it out. The Colossi are too much. Honestly, I even when ByuN typed GG and left the game, I'm like, but he still has a pretty good army supply on the field. Nope. Nope. 94 probes. MaxPax just puts too much back. He's got 12 gateways here. Okay, turns it around. It's enough. And that sends us into game 3. Oh. My reflex was, yeah, but how does ByuN come back from this? No, he doesn't. MaxPax grinds him down and forces a game 3. Oh, exhausting series. Or maybe I just can't handle it. I can't hack it. Alright, hopefully you're enjoying. Thank you for watching. 1,000 and I say 2 or 3. I don't know. Either one. Likes, and we're gonna cast another series tomorrow. Now, one, I'll probably cast it before tomorrow, whatever day that is. Whenever you're watching this, it's a great day. I hope I'm making it a little bit better. And 2, I'll probably do it. But nice round numbers. Oh, thank you for watching. Oh, and you know what? I haven't shilled for this in a while. If you haven't yet, I do have a Discord, like everyone and their teenage nephew nowadays. And I know talking to other nerds on the internet is not something a lot of people are excited about, and neither am I. But it'd be awesome if you could check it. If you're in the Discord, if you're on Discord, you can find the link below. If you're not, whatever. Probably a much calmer life. But if you are on Discord, make sure to check it out. Join up. There's not much there. You can just talk about StarCraft, talk about memes, StarCraft memes, other games, any news about Stormgate, and discussion there. And I take most of my recommendations for series and specific games and stuff like that are much more likely through Discord. Though YouTube comments are great as well. So, ByuN just goes 3cc. So greedy. Almost as greedy as me selling out. Almost. Well, Reaper shows up. It's going to be a proxy gate. MaxPax with something resembling the MaxPax build. A complete... Oh, so ByuN... well, we're returning to our roots. ByuN going... 3cc while MaxPax goes proxy gate. It's just a straight up 3-gate attack. Most Terran players have been putting their command centers on the high ground recently. Just not dealing with these adepts, any shenanigans like this, just not having it. Well, the Marines will shoot over the top of the depot for a bit. I legitimately am not... Well, if ByuN does not know about this. ByuN has not seen the edge of the main. He can assume there's a Twilight, but what he probably isn't assuming is that Twilight's only halfway done. The Twilight should be done right now. Adept. Pretty sus, bro. Oh, surprise. And there's just nothing here. The Marines came to, he had no suspicions. The Adept Shade blocks the depot from raising for a moment. Because ByuN has 3 command centers means this isn't outright over. But, whoa. Reaper comes in the wrong direction, ends up going down, gets a grenade, an angry grenade. Well, he does have a Marauder now. Concussive shells on the way, but another round of Stalkers, and if ByuN wasn't sure what was going on before, he certainly is now. More Marauders on the way. The depot. Well, gonna try to repair the depot here. The SCVs get caught up a bit. Concussive shells is done. There is Blink on the way. The aggression continues, chasing down a Marauder. Has nothing to heal it. Keeping the Stalkers. Micro impact. He's trying to whittle down the Stalker count before it becomes so high. Essentially, everything gets targeted down. But ByuN is turning what should have been a build order loss into a real battle here. MaxPax still has all the cards, as he's got way more workers. Remember, this was off of a 2-base. It wasn't some sort of 1-base all-in. And if it was a 1-base all-in, ByuN would have already figured it out a long time ago. Blink is on the way. ByuN knows he can't just sit at the top of his ramp forever. MaxPax is going to continue building, continue tacking up. Concussive shells will slow down many of these adepts. Gets it. 4 more SCVs go down, and for the 3rd game in a row, the SCVs are pulled in great numbers in order to keep ByuN alive. Will they be enough? The Blink Stalkers are going to make things infinitely more difficult, as almost none of those Stalkers are going to die now. The Marauders are taken out, and MaxPax, in less time than it took for him to be completely whittled down and knocked out in Game 1, looks like he's going to take 2 in a row. Yes, he had to revert to a little bit of proxy aggression. But when faced with the cost efficiency of ByuN's Bio Ball, he chooses to dismantle it before it can really get started. And I can't blame him for a well-selected and sharply executed cheese, as it ends up being the winning move. Well played to MaxPax. He takes the 2-1 over ByuN in this ESL SC2 Cup, and shows he has what it takes to compete with the very best. Ooh, some strong thoughts on all that. That was quite an exhausting and dynamic series. Well, share your thoughts. Like, subscribe. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill. Why do we even do that? Why am I doing that? I don't know why I started doing that. But it's what we're doing. One more try. All right, edit out the other one, Jimmy. No, that was worse. Yeah, whatever. Cut.